Just imagine that you get stranded on an island and you find out that you're not the only one living there. Islands that are inhabited only by animals are great destinations for nature and wildlife lovers. Because here you can see animals in their natural habitat. Today, here are 15 islands that are inhabited only by animals. But before we start, if you're new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe so you'll always be updated with videos like this. Number 15, Monte Cristo Island. Monte Cristo Island is a protected nature reserve located within the Tuscany Archipelago National Park, and only one official, the warden, and his family live here. The island is currently facing a major threat to its ecology. It is estimated that there is 1 rat per square meter that has entered the island's delicate ecosystem, and they are multiplying rapidly. And to solve the crisis, Italian and European government agencies announced an ambitious plan. They'll drop 26 tons of pesticide pellets from a plane. That's right, 26 tons from a plane. These pellets contain brodifacoum, an anticoagulant poison classified as highly toxic, and their purpose is to eliminate the black rats that have invaded the island. However, this caused strong opposition from ecological groups and even from a former world diving champion. They called for the project to be stopped, demanded a government investigation, and said that safer and less toxic methods should be used to eliminate the rats without harming the environment and the food chain. Island, Tashirojima Island. Off the coast of Japan is a paradise for cat lovers. The furry residents here were brought to the island to protect the silkworms from rats. However, over time, the number of cats increased, and now there are more than 100 cats freely roaming around the entire island. These semi-feral cats are comfortable around people, often approaching visitors, posing for photos, and sometimes even joining them to climb the mountain. But the island doesn't just offer cats. Tourists can visit the cat shrine that was built in memory of a cat that passed away due to a falling rock. You can also stay at Manga Island, a place full of artistic, cat-themed accommodations. And if you plan to visit, make sure to check the ferry departure and pickup times because tourist facilities like food, drinks, and public restrooms are limited. But for cat lovers and those looking for a unique cat-filled vacation, Tashirojima Island is a perfect destination. Number 13, Komodo Island. Komodo Island is an ultimate destination for adventurers and nature lovers, where you can find breathtaking scenery and unique wildlife that you won't see anywhere else in the world. The powerful Komodo dragons here are the main attraction of the island. A feast for the eyes, these giant lizards can grow up to 3 meters long and weigh more than 70 kilograms or 154 pounds. Don't be fooled by their slow movements. These predators are actually very fast, they can run and swim, and they have excellent vision, allowing them to spot their prey from almost 300 meters away. Their way of killing is astonishing. They surround their prey and patiently wait for the poison in their saliva to do the killing. Aside from the Komodo dragon, Komodo National Park offers many activities such as exploring the flora and fauna. And to get to Flora's Island, you need a boat ride. And once you arrive, you can relax on the beautiful white sand beaches. Number 12, Pig Island. Do you want to swim with pigs instead of dolphins? Now you can make that dream come true at Pig Island, also known as Big Major K in the Bahamas. The wild pigs here are a popular attraction, and they love to play in the water with visitors who bring them snacks. Who needs a cute dolphin to hug when you can touch and feed a pig instead? This unique experience has become popular on social media, and even though the pigs are wild, you don't need to worry. They're more down to earth than your average reality star. Visitors can ride a boat and enjoy swimming and snorkeling with their new pig friends. And if you're lucky, you might also see some wild cats and goats relaxing on the island. So forget about the beach and head to Pig Island for a unique vacation. Number 11, Monkey Island 11. When Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico in 2017, It left the island devastated, leaving residents without basic necessities like food and water. But despite all this destruction, there was one group of residents that seemed unaffected: the monkeys of Monkey Island. There are about 1,500 rhesus macaques that call the 38-acre island their home. They are descended from the original group of monkeys imported from India in the 1930s. For scientific research, although many feared that the monkeys might not survive the storm, the staff of the Caribbean Primate Research Center were surprised to discover that they survived. Each monkey weighs about 9 kilograms and is known for its long and soft tail. They survived the storm by hiding on 2 hills of the island and staying close to the ground. And aside from this, the island has an extensive database that records more than 60 years of information about their behavior, demographics, genetics, and psychological changes. These studies help us better understand human social interaction and health, and how adversity and trauma can affect an individual's life. Number 10, Snake Island. Hidden along the coast of Brazil is an island that looks like a tropical paradise. But beneath its beautiful scenery lies a danger that can challenge even the bravest of travelers. Ilha de Queimada Grande, or more commonly known as Snake Island, is home to approximately 2,000 to 4,000 golden lancehead snakes, one of the most dangerous and threatened snake species in the world. These venomous predators can kill a person in just 1 hour with their potent and highly effective venom, which is 3 to 5 times stronger than that of any snake on the mainland. Their population increased because they have no natural predators on the island. They climb trees to hunt migratory birds that pass over the island during their long flights. This island was separated from mainland Brazil thousands of years ago when the sea level rose, and the island was isolated. The golden lancehead snakes adapted to the new environment and evolved separately, which is why they are now the most dangerous snakes in the world. Because of this, the island is not open to the public, and only the Brazilian Navy and selected researchers have access to this place. At present, it serves as a laboratory for biologists and researchers who have been given special permission to study the golden lancehead snake and understand it better. Number 9, Lambie Island. Imagine heading from the coast of Dublin to a private island and being greeted by hopping marsupials instead of sheep or cows. This is the reality on Lambie Island, home to a population of red-necked wallabies for several decades. The island is owned by the Bering family, and these furry animals were introduced in the 1950s by Rupert Bering. The population increased even more after 7 more wallabies were brought in from Dublin Zoo in the 1980s. Although not native to the island, there are now estimated to be hundreds of wallabies there. These animals feed on the island's grasslands and are easily noticeable because of their quick and graceful movements. They usually come out at sunset, so they're a bit hard to spot. However, the wait is worth it to see these elusive animals in their natural habitat. Don't expect to see them on the mainland because their presence as an invasive species could have serious effects. Number 8, Ronde Island. Imagine a small island where only animals live. It may sound like a children's story, but it's true in some parts of the world. One of these places is Ronde Island in Norway, home to thousands of seabirds, including the adorable Atlantic puffins. These puffins are known for their piercing, slightly sad-looking eyes and are considered one of the cutest birds in the world. Encountering the puffins is an experience you will never forget in your entire life. Ronde Island is the perfect place for this kind of adventure, and it is estimated that around 100,000 puffins live on the island during the breeding season. That's why you're sure to have an unforgettable experience. And even though Ronde Island is small, it has a lot to offer. You can go hiking in Berkeleef, explore the natural trails, and search for treasures from a Dutch ship that sank off the coast in the 18th century. It's no wonder that Ronde Island is one of the best places in Norway to see puffins. 7. Hawaii. On the island of Kauai in Hawaii, it's not unusual to see flocks of wild chickens walking around. But it's a bit of a mystery how these birds got started. It's believed to be a mix of red jungle fowl, fighting birds, and domesticated breeds. There's much debate about how they became so numerous on the island. The lack of mongooses in Kauai has let wild chicken numbers grow. Mongooses were introduced to control the rat population, but instead they eat chickens and their eggs. Because there were no more predators to worry about, the chickens multiplied quickly. And although many tourists enjoy the wild chickens, not all of them are happy about it. There are some residents who consider them pests, especially because they can cause traffic hazards and pose a threat to native plants and birds due to disease. Unfortunately, this phenomenon also has negative effects. Cockfighting, which is illegal but still practiced in Kauai, has been linked to the breeding of aggressive chickens. Number 6, Gulf Island. On a remote island in the South Atlantic, house mice were accidentally brought there by sailors in the 19th century. Since then, these small rodents have taken over the island and learned to eat almost anything, including seabirds. Unfortunately, the presence of these mice causes long-term population decline in 3 globally endangered bird species that inhabit the island. The increase in predatory behavior of the house mice is growing, and it is becoming a major threat to the island's biodiversity. Other species of seabirds in Gulf Island are also at risk because of the mice. And because of this, the island was designated as the highest priority for the eradication of invasive exotic vertebrates in the British Overseas Territories. Studies show that it is possible to eradicate the mice, and the RSPB and Tristan Island Council have plans to start this as soon as possible. They must act fast to save Gulf Island's bird population. Number 5, South Georgia population. In the deep South Atlantic Ocean, you can find South Georgia Island, a remote and wild place that is home to some of the most incredible wild populations of penguins. As you approach the island, you'll immediately notice the huge number of king penguins, with over 500,000 breeding pairs, making this the largest colony of king penguins in the world. These elegant birds walk and slide on the snow and rocks, glistening in the sunlight. But it wasn't always like this. The island used to be the center of a large whaling industry that almost wiped out the population of whales, seals, and other marine mammals. Today, South Georgia Island is a protected wildlife sanctuary, so the animals are now able to thrive again. South Georgia Island is also home to some of the largest elephant seals in the world, with males weighing up to 4,000 kilograms or 8,800 pounds. These giant creatures bask in the sun and occasionally raise their heads to show dominance and roar. Aside from its rich wildlife, the island is also known for its unique natural landscape, including tall mountains and glaciers that create a striking backdrop for the animals that live here. Number 4, Stingray City. Stingray City is a famous tourist attraction in the north of Grand Cayman in the Cayman Islands. It is located on a shallow sandbar where visitors can see many southern stingrays that are abundant in the area. The sandbars are in shallow water, and there is also one with enough depth for swimming and diving with the stingrays. The collection of stingrays in the area may have started decades ago when fishermen would go to the site after fishing at the back of the reef, and they cleaned the fish in the calm waters of the sandbar. The fish and squid innards were thrown into the sea, and gradually the stingrays gathered there to feed. Soon the stingrays associated the sound of the boat and engine with food. And as this became a tradition, divers noticed that they could actually feed them by hand. Today, many tour and excursion boats, along with private watercraft, gather at Stingray City to see and feed the stingrays. Number 3. Miyagi-Zao Fox Village. If you're planning to go to Shiroishi Island in Japan, make sure to include Miyagi-Zao Fox Village in your itinerary. This unique sanctuary is home to over 100 playful and adorable foxes, from the common red and Arctic foxes to silver and platinum foxes. Visitors can enter the open area to interact with the animals and feed them using food purchased on site. Just be careful when touching or feeding them by hand because the foxes might bite. You won't only see foxes in the village, There are also rabbits, miniature horses, goats, and guinea pigs here, so this is truly a paradise for animal lovers. And even though it's called the cutest place on Earth, the island has received criticism because of the high density of foxes, the confinement of some animals, and issues with cleanliness. Number 2, Ramiri Island. During World War II, Ramiri Island became the scene of a terrifying battle between British and Japanese soldiers. But it wasn't just the enemy that the Japanese soldiers had to fear, because as they crossed the mongrel swamp, they were attacked by one of nature's most destructive predators, the saltwater crocodile. These large reptiles weighing over a ton and reaching up to 7 meters or 23 feet lurk in the murky waters, waiting for the opportunity to strike. The soldiers couldn't fight back against these ferocious predators, which are not afraid to be aggressive toward humans, especially when they're hungry. The crocodile quietly stalks its prey and attacks with incredible speed. The soldiers tried to defend themselves, but they quickly fell victim to the dangers of the night from the saltwater crocodiles. After just a few days, nearly 500 Japanese soldiers were taken by the ferocity of these beasts. And out of the 1,000 soldiers who entered the mongrel swamp, only 480 survived. What happened on Ramiri Island is one of the most intense and terrifying crocodile attacks in history, and it shows that we should never underestimate the power of nature. Number 1, Christmas Island. You were lucky enough to witness one of the most amazing natural processes in the world, the mass migration of the Christmas red crab on Christmas Island, Australia. Every year, literally millions of large crabs come out of the forest and cover the roads. This includes rivers, rocks, and beaches as they travel to the sea to mate. The migration begins with the first rains of the wet season, usually in October or November. However, sometimes it can be as late as December or January. After the difficult journey from the plateau, these large male crabs are usually the first to reach the sea. The females follow them on their journey, and after mating, they stay in their burrows for almost 2 weeks while their eggs develop. Each female crab can release up to 100,000 eggs, which she holds in a brood pouch. And when the last quarter of the moon arrives, these egg-laying crabs leave their burrows and gather at the shoreline. They are found in shaded areas above the waterline. In some places, you can see up to 100 crabs per 3 square feet or 1 square meter as the high tide comes in. And before dawn, these crabs travel out to the sea to release their eggs before returning to the forest. Now which of these islands would you like to visit? Let us know your answer in the comments. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to see our other videos, click one on the screen or check out our channel.